bro.
Yeah. So, like, one of the things that I remembered, like, when we were all hanging out on the trip and we were talking, was that there was this thing that Grant and I used to do around the time we first met where we would start talking about music at parties and shit, and then he would get me hooked on a music documentary, and then I would get him hooked on one. So, like, we'll split off different directions after a party, and he'll watch, like, some Wilco thing that I told him about, and I'll go home and watch, like, When the Light Takes Us, and stuff like American Hardcore, and for a while there, I got fucking hooked on hardcore documentaries, particularly about the DC hardcore scene, because much like the music, they are so fucking intense. Like, watching these people talk about folding paper and shit on their living room floors to make record sleeves, like, they're talking with the intensity of Robert Shaw giving the Indianapolis speech in Jaws.
Half Japanese slammed 2 singles onto the radio, Chief. He was coming back from Philly to D.C.
We just delivered the record, the self-titled record. $1,100 went into that record. Recording went down in 12 minutes.
You know, the thing about a promoter is he's got lifeless eyes, black eyes, like a doll's eye. When he comes at you, he don't even seem to be living.
Till he books you, and those black eyes roll over white, and then... you hear that terrible high-pitched screaming from being as an ocean?
And despite all your pounding and your hollering, those promoters come in and they rip you to pieces.
What we didn't know was our record was so DIY, no advance check had been sent.
They didn't even pay us royalties for a decade.
When we were opening for Thursday, Chief, an A&R man spotted us. Young guy, much younger than Mr. Rollins here.
You know, that was the time I was most frightened, waiting for our turn on the bill. I'll never put on a leather jacket again.
So, 1,100 punks went into the venue, 316 come out, the cops took the rest. June the 29th, 1985.
Anyway, we delivered the record.
Basically,
That's
just
great.
described a conversation between Henry Rollins and his grandson.
You don't understand, child. Me and your Uncle Ian, we used to sit on the living room floor every Saturday licking envelopes to send out to record companies. We knew were going to reject us, but we needed that rejection. It's like every Rollins thing ever.